Good morning. Welcome to our State Transportation Board meeting for May, our beautiful springtime of the year. And to get started, I'm going to ask Mr. Jeff Lewis if he would to do our invocation, and we'll follow that with the pledge.
Dear Lord, we pause this time, Lord, to rightfully acknowledge you and lift our praises and our thanks unto you, Lord. We're so glad that we can do this still in this country. And Father, we just want to pray your blessings over this meeting. We pray your blessings over this department and the incredible work that our men and women do here. And Father, be with us throughout this proceeding here in the next one.
Actually, do it.
In Christ's name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, we do have some members that are joining us by phone, and I will just go ahead and do a roll call, please.
Okay, start with District 1, Ms. Purcell. District 2, Mr. Floyd.
Present.
3, Mr. McIntyre.
Present.
4, Mr. Brown. 5, Ms. Key. 6, Mr. Abel.
Yes.
7, Mr. Bowen.
Present.
8, Mr. Golden.
Here.
9, Ms. Dunn.
Here.
10, Mr. Boswell.
Here.
11, Mr. Lewis.
Here.
12, Mr. Morris.
Here.
13, Ms. Lemon.
Here.
And 14, Mr. Sharon.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Today, I'm very excited to introduce our Georgia Division Administrator of the Federal Highway Administration. Some of you might recognize her. Her name is Sabrina David. And at this time, Sabrina, would you mind to tell us a little bit about you so that we can get to know you quickly?
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. It's been 12 years since I've been last working for the Georgia Division. Previously I came from Tennessee as the Deputy Division Administrator, and so I helped them deliver their program for the last 12 years. But I came here in 2007 as the Director of Program Development, and was here for several years through 10, and helped work on the hot lanes and helped deliver ARA and just, the Georgia Federal Aid Program, and working with Rodney Berry and his staff, and from the division office. But I enjoyed so much working with Georgia DOT. There's been several commissioners and staff, in that time, and I'm just really excited to work with Russell and all the staff and the board, to help deliver the program here. We have, with the new bill of legislation, there's a lot of money, and we want to, help deliver projects for the state of Georgia, and we are here to assist and provide technical assistance and whatever we can do to get it done.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So my background, I will just tell you, I am a planner. I'm a transportation planner by trade, and I started working at local government, and that's where I kind of came up through the ranks, working in local government, delivering projects, and before I came to Federal Highway. So I've been with Federal Highway 22 years, and so worked in Florida before Georgia, and then Tennessee, and then back here as the division administrator. So our office, we're ready to go. I mean, we have been but I'm excited for this opportunity here.
Well, we look forward to working with you, and I appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next item, and that is to approve the minutes from our April board meeting. I hope you all reviewed them. Do I have a motion to accept? Do we have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask Mr. Albert Shelby, our Director of Program Delivery, to come up for a report.
Here are the FY 20. We led a total of 211 projects. This chart shows the number of projects by improvement type. The value of these 211 projects is approximately $1.219 billion through the April 2022 bid awards, with 205 GDOT-led projects worth approximately $1.181 billion and 6 local-led projects worth $37.5 million. This chart shows the dollar amount distribution by improvement type, with maintenance, bridge, and road projects making up the bulk of these types. Here are the results of the April 2022 letting. Of the 18 projects, GDOT-led contracts presented to the board, 17 were awarded and 1 was rejected from the letting. Now I'm going to discuss the projects in the June 2022 letting. We have a total of 58 projects, 53 are GDOT-led and 5 are local-led. The next 6 slides list those projects arranged by congressional district. All right, so as you can see with this slide, we are letting a variety of projects throughout the state to address bridge, capacity, enhancement, maintenance, and safety issues. Our first highlighted project is the construction of the North Westover extension. This new alignment will be from Westover Boulevard near the Albany Mall to north of Lido Road. There will be a roundabout at the intersection of North Westover Boulevard. This project will also have a grade separation over Liberty Expressway and will terminate at Lido Road. Once complete, this project will provide a more direct route to the Albany Mall for those north of the Liberty Expressway and help reduce traffic delays. This next project will construct a diverging diamond interchange at Bradley Park Drive and State Route 22 US 80, which is also J.R. Allen Parkway. This DDI configuration will eliminate the current loop ramps as well as the existing weave section along State Route 22 US 80. The DDI configuration will reduce queuing and improve the level of service for this interchange. This project is located at the intersection of I-20 eastbound off-ramp and Maynard Cherris and McPherson Avenue. The project will consist of replacing the stop-controlled intersection with the roundabout. The urban shoulder will include curb and gutter, a 5-foot sidewalk, and a 10-foot shared use path for a short section of the project. This project will improve safety and provide continuous flow at this intersection. This project will widen State Route 96 from the existing 2 lanes to 4 lanes, from I-75 to I-16 in Peach, Houston, and Twiggs counties. This project goes from approximately half a mile west of State Route 87 to just south of I-16. The overall length of the project is 8.32 miles. This project was funded with a federal build grant as well as with state funds. This project is the replacement of the structurally deficient bridge on State Route 77 over Coldwater Creek. The existing bridge was constructed in 1939, 83 years ago. And here's a ground view of that bridge to be replaced. This project will widen State Route 211 from the I-85 northbound ramp terminals to north of Pinot Noir Drive. The project will provide a 4-lane urban section with a 20-foot raised median and 10-foot sidewalks on the east side of State Route 211. The project will also construct 2 multi-lane roundabouts at the State Route 211 intersections with the I-85 southbound ramps and the Brazelton Parkway extension Tour de Force Drive. The bridge will also be widened to accommodate this project. The project will help eliminate existing congestion at this heavily traveled roadway. The final highlighted project is the replacement of the structurally deficient bridge on State Route 48 over Raccoon Creek. The existing bridge was constructed in 1939, 83 years ago. And here's a ground view of that bridge to be replaced. So we have 58 projects proposed for the June 2022 letting. The chart
This chart shows the distribution by improvement type. The estimate for the projects in the June 2022 letting is approximately $252 million. This chart shows the dollar amount distribution by improvement type. I now ask for your consideration for approval for the proposed projects presented for the June 2022 letting.
Do we have a motion for that? Do we have a second? Any questions or comments for Mr. Shelby? That looks like some big, exciting projects, so, and a long list, so. Any other comments? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Matt Markham, our Deputy Director of Planning, if you could come talk to us about our construction work program.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair,
Good morning.
Deputy Commissioner, and members of the board. Pleased to be here this morning to present to you proposed revisions to the construction work program for your consideration. First, as I do most months, there are revisions that come to you for the first time for awareness that'll come back to you next month for a vote. That's what I have for you here on this screen. One proposed addition to the program, bridge project at grade separation in Walton County. Bringing to you this the first time for awareness, and I'll bring it back to you next month for approval. The ones that are here now were ones that I brought to you last month for awareness and bringing back this month for action. It's a total of 28 programs, 13 would be deletions from the program, all bridge projects in congressional districts 2, 8, 9, 10, and 14. And then 15 recommended additions to the program, 14 bridges in congressional districts 1, 12, and 14. And 1 bike pedestrian project in Toombs County. And I'll show these to you along here. Maybe. There we go. So, Madam Chair, those come to you for action today.
Okay, at this moment, can we have a motion to approve the revisions to our construction work program? Do we have a second? Any questions for Matt today? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, today we're missing our commissioner very badly. We wish he was here, but we do have our fantastic deputy commissioner here, ready to give us a big report today.
Yeah, I'm sure he's listening. I wish he was here too. So he's everywhere.
Speak up loud and clear so he can hear you.
So, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. First, Commissioner gives his regrets for being unable to attend today. Let me get going here. Green button. Oop, there it goes. So I want to start with transportation fund collection update. Total for April 22, $124.76 million, with $104.87 million being excise and $19.89 million in fees. Fiscal year to date is $1.78 billion, excise is $1.6 billion, and the fees are $174.15 million. This is a $94.36 million increase over FY21 and a $2.82 million increase over 20 at this time, including the fees. Next, give you the employment data for the department. For the month ending April 30th, the department had 3,597 regular full-time employees, 16 temporary maintenance staff. We hired 55 employees and separated 39. So at least there was a gain this month. So professional services, procurement update, monthly activity for April, 129 total contracts valued at just over $38 million in engineering design, right-of-way, and geotechnical related awards. And the fiscal year to date totals are 1,511 contracts awarded for just over $564 million. Clicker. There it goes. Next, I want to highlight major projects open to traffic in April. First project shown, Congressional District 8, Brooks County, GDOT District 4. This project consisted of bridge replacement on Troopville Road over Mill Race Creek in Brooks County. The contractor was Southern Concrete Construction. The GDOT total investment for the project was $1.9 million. The project, here's the pictures of the project. It opened to traffic on April 29th, 2022. Glad to say ahead of schedule of the April 30th completion date. So, next project to highlight, Congressional District 9, Jackson and Hall Counties, GDOT District 1. This project consisted of widening of 6.7 miles on State Route 11, US 129, from north of State Route 332 in Jackson County and extending into Hall County. Included with this widening was a bridge replacement over Allen Creek. And you can see in the right picture the new bridge decks there in the picture. The GDOT total investment was $77.1 million, and it was open to traffic on April 26th. The next project, Congressional District 9, Forsyth County, GDOT District 1. The project consisted of just over a half a mile of construction of a bridge and approaches on State Route 369 over Setting Down Creek. The contractor was E.R. Snell with a GDOT investment of $7.6 million. The project opened to traffic on April 25th, ahead of the completion date of May 15th. And there are pictures of that structure. The final project to highlight today is Congressional District 10, Warren County, GDOT District 2. The project consisted of a bridge replacement on State Route 16 over Rocky Comfort Creek in Warren County. The contractor was Gregory Bridge Company. The GDOT total investment was $5.3 million, and this project was open to traffic April the 2nd. And as we always do, we like to highlight honors and achievements of what's going on within the department. So today I'd like to begin by offering congratulations to some very worthy board members and GDOT team members. Each year, ACEC Georgia's Engineering Georgia magazine recognizes the most influential women in engineering in the state of Georgia. Once again this year, the four ladies serving on the State Transportation Board were recognized. So congratulations to Ms. Dunn, Ms. Key, Ms. Lemon, and Ms. Purcell. Additionally, several members of the GDOT team were recognized, including Chief Engineer Meg Perkle, Janine Miller, Haral Patel, Kimberly Nesbitt, and Kathy Zahol. The listing also includes a special category called 50 Notable Women, and I'm proud to note that IT Supervisor Emily Dwyer was once again recognized. Congratulations to all of you, all of the extraordinary women on the list. It's truly an honor to call all these talented women colleagues, friends, and I'm extremely proud of all they've done to be recognized by Engineering Georgia. Next, last week, GDOT joined the Atlanta Regional Transit Link Authority, the Atlanta Regional Commission, MARTA, and representatives of the counties of Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett to recognize the signing of a momentous agreement. GDOT was represented at the event by Mr. Abel, who's in his remarks very eloquently, unlike me, eloquently, yeah, you could tell that's Scott Higley's word, not mine. Eloquently, he said it really nice, shared how impactful and historic this agreement truly is. The agreement is titled the I-285 Top End Express Lanes Transit Funding and Collaboration Memorandum of Understanding. Don't ask me to say it again. It's a long title, but it's very important. It provides the framework needed among the entities for multimodal solutions along I-285 that will create regional connectivity and have numerous positive economic impacts. As you know, the I-285 express lanes are among our MMIP projects. We'll add 2 new barrier-separated lanes along the top end of 285 in both directions, from I-20 to the west, I-20 to the east. And this provide pathways for bus rapid transit solutions across the system. That's what the goal is to add that BRT transit. So thank you, Mr. Abel, for your representation there and for your remarks. Another event to highlight, we often talk about how we use technology to make Georgia's roadways safer. and more efficient. Earlier this month, we highlighted that capability by demonstrating a fully operational connected vehicle environment along 18 miles of I-85 that we know as the Ray Highway. GDOT, in partnership with the Ray, Panasonic, and Kia Georgia, provided ride-along experiences highlighting how vehicle-to-everything communications, also known as V2X, can detect and warn drivers about weather events, work zones, hard braking, and even vehicle crashes in a real-world environment. So please watch this video that does a great job explaining what can be accomplished with this technology, because I couldn't explain it, but they do. So. There you go.
What we're seeing here is a great partnership between GDOT and the Ray and Panasonic and Federal Highways on an opportunity to leverage our physical infrastructure and overlay a digital element to it.
We want to showcase this technology to the end user or to any stakeholder that is interested in the technology. We're going to see what it looks like to receive information from the vehicle, have that vehicle talk back to the roadway or the infrastructure, and then get sent up to the cloud. One of the use cases that we will be demonstrating as part of this project is a hard braking event. When traffic happens, when there's a lineup of cars, a lot of times folks will brake very hard. How cool would it be if we were notified in advance of that traffic line or traffic congestion ahead?
All right, we're going to come down to the ramp here. I'm going to simulate a hard braking event by slamming on the brakes.
Panasonic and Cirrus, their cloud-based system, is going to hear the data from that car and from that hard braking event, and they are going to create a warning information for other drivers like us that a slowdown is occurring, giving more visibility and a heads-up warning to drivers that there is a slowdown ahead can increase and improve the safety as well as the efficiency of our highways and interstates by reducing that traffic.
Another use case that we have is a work zone warning. We all know of or seen those static signs along the roadway, and those are utilized to communicate of upcoming construction areas or zones. The work zone warning brings that same messaging to the individual driver inside the vehicle.
We're coming up now to an active work zone, and there is this need for us to have all these cones and barrels up, as you can see. So through the work zone alerts, we're able to send out, before you even see a cone, the driver's alerted of the work zone ahead. And that's really all about reducing congestion, keeping our workers safe and drivers safe as they go through.
One of the use cases that we are providing as part of this engagement with GDOT and the Ray is a weather event. The weather event essentially makes these vehicles weather sensors so that they know what's happening in that stretch of roadway.
Now I'm going to simulate a weather event here by turning on my windshield wipers to simulate that it is raining.
If a vehicle is telling us through its data packet that the windshield wipers have been turned on, the speed is reduced, and the vehicle is losing traction or connection with the road surface, we might be able to deduce that there is a weather event like rain or snow that is causing the vehicle to hydroplane or to slip around on the ice.
Well, this is all incredibly important because this gives us an immediate feedback from drivers on the road, and that's really important for us in managing these systems and improving safety and mobility for all as they traverse these roads.
Another use case that is very important to daily operations is disabled vehicles or vehicles that have been involved in an accident. The crash alert lets the driver know that there is an accident or a disabled vehicle up ahead.
All right, so now I'm going to come bring the vehicle to a stop and press this button here on the dash to simulate that we have been in a crash. So this communicates through the radio that our airbags have been deployed in this car. So telling all the cars through the connected vehicle radio in this car that we have been in a crash. So cars that pass by us will get that information and alerts will pop up. Roadside infrastructure that is nearby will pick up that same information from our radio and send that back to Sirius into the cloud and populate that back into our management systems immediately that there has been a crash that has occurred with our vehicle. We can immediately notify first responders, fire, emergency, police to get to the incident to help injured drivers faster, to clear the roadways for congestion issues, and that further reduces things like secondary crashes that occur when we have these major incidents.
This is just the tip of the iceberg as more vehicles become connected and as we have larger and larger streams of data. And ultimately, that's what we're all striving for. How do we eliminate deaths and crashes in transportation? And we're leading the way here in Georgia with this VitaX technology and the partnership between Georgia DOT, the Ray, Panasonic, and Kia.
And obviously, we were really excited about this partnership because it's focused on raising awareness of the potential, life-saving potential of connected vehicle technology and the benefits it'll give to all road users. If I can get off of the slide here. Maybe not. Here you go. All right. Now I'll back up. There you go. Got me on 511. On May 11th, the department celebrated its annual 511 Georgia Day. That, of course, is appropriate since it's May 11th, 511 or 511. So, but this year's celebration is a little different. We also marked the 15th anniversary of Georgia 511, or 511 Georgia. I always say it backwards. To celebrate, the department held several online events focused on the public, including Facebook giveaways, a Facebook Live media event, and blog post, that attracted the attention of social media users. Since 2007, 511 Georgia has been the state's leading source for real-time traffic and travel information. And over the course of the last 15 years, 511 Georgia has assisted more than 14 million travelers. It's truly remarkable how far 511 Georgia has come since it launched in 2007. It's just another example of how we're using technology to innovate and help keep Georgians safe. Also in May, the first week of May, was State Employee Recognition Week in Georgia. Each year, agencies across the state of Georgia take time to acknowledge the work of our dedicated public servants through the state, and GDOT, of course, is no exception. While celebrations were mostly virtual this year, the focus is always on recognizing and spotlighting the fine work and contributions of the men and women of the department. In addition to daily activities through the week, to show the department's appreciation, our Human Resources Department and Strategic Communications Office team worked together to create a short video to highlight and celebrate all those who work at GDOT. We shared the video internally with all our teams and across our social media channels, and I'd like to share it with you now. and obviously our employees is what drives this department's success, what they do every day. So, take a moment personally to thank them for their hard work and dedication to improving the lives of all Georgians through their work on our transportation system. Their work doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, everybody sees what we do and what collectively this department does. And that's what makes us a leader in transportation in this nation. So thank you to each one of them for what they do every day. So if Russell's listening, I'm going off script. So anyway, employee development, area managers training is the next thing. But last night I had the opportunity to attend Foreman's Academy. We held Foreman's Academy for the first time in a while. And 28 foremen from across the state. This is maintenance foreman. This may be your county foreman, maybe one at a special outfit like an asphalt crew or bridge crew. So there were 28 foremen in that cohort, and got to spend some time with them last night and done some Q&A. So I just want to recognize them for the work they do every day, for the work they did over that training, which was over 2 weeks, over 2 different times, about how to make them prepared to do their job every day. Those are the folks who get the call in the middle of the night first. That's the first phone number that TMC calls, if there's anything that's going on. So just wanted to recognize that last night. We had a great time. Come away lifted up every time I spend time with our employees. That most of their concerns and questions centered around what they could do to make their employees' lives here at GDOT better. And that was one of the questions I asked them, what do you need from us? So we had a great time last night. The area managers training. So finally, this is the last item on the agenda, but this week we held area manager training here in Atlanta. Just a little background. The department, of course, has 7 GDOT districts, and we have 31 areas. So there's 31 area managers. There's 3 in Metro and D7. There's 4 in districts 1 and 6, and 5 each in 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if one of you call me, and ask a question, the first person I call, if you hadn't done this already, because 99% of the time you call your district engineer, right? When you hang up the phone with the district engineer, 99% of the time he's going to call this person, the area engineer. Just so you know, what they do is vital in running an area office for the counties they represent. They handle all of GDOT's functions. They are the face of GDOT in those counties, to local officials, to the citizens. They maintain the roadways in those areas. They administer all the construction contracts in those areas, and they got a lot going on. And it is a key role within the department. It is one of the linchpins that really holds this place together. So investing some time with them. We last held this in-person training with this group in 2019. And since then, over half of that cohort of 31 is new in their roles in the last 3 years or so. So we felt it was time kind of to refresh that 2019 training, which focused on introducing them to the bigger department, the department as a whole. What do all the divisions do? What do the offices do? How do we all interact? How do we collaborate? How does your piece fit in to each one of these offices? So we had a lot of offices and division directors go spend time with the area managers to tell them that, and also to hear their feedback and their concerns and what they do. So there was a lot of two-way communication and collaboration about how we accomplish the department's mission. But also, it's a time too where we also take the opportunity to drive down some leadership and management principles, the ones that we always have at Management Development Program, MDP, which most of them have been through by now, but also a good time to refresh on some of those things. But, you bring a group up here, we don't have a meeting or go anywhere that we don't want something tangible out of it. So they also have to work on a project. And I'm anxious to see the results of this, because we've challenged them with a problem that everybody in the country is facing, is retaining employees. So they're working on projects. I can't wait to see them. I know a little bit about how it was laid out, but how do you retain EO1 we hired, or how do you retain that civil engineer we just hired to come to work for you? So they've done some beneficial work, as always, time well spent investing in them. And so with that, I'd just like to say we're very lucky today to have them join us. We purposely did this so they could be here on board week. So I'd like to please ask the area managers to stand and be recognized. Just want to say thanks to them for what they do every day. It's a tremendous task, and they all do a great job. And the last note here is I'd like to thank Jimmy Smith for coordinating the training this week. I know he has help, but he is the orchestrator and does a great job in the sessions that he does with them. And Madam Chair, thank you. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. The report was very well done. I knew we had a crowd back there, but I did not know until you said that it are our area managers. So we do appreciate you being here. I'm glad, and I hope every employee got to see that video that you showed us earlier, because that was incredible, showing the most complex job all the way down to the most simple job, but how it all works together. So that was a very good video. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we do have a couple of action items. Meg, I'll call you up next, I believe. Or Kevin?
Do I read the
Yes.
committee report first?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess the P3 committee report is relevant to the next action item. So let's see, the P3 committee convened on May 18th at 2:30. Board members present included Kevin Abel, Stacy Key, Jeff Lewis, Emily Dunn, Ann Purcell, Johnny Floyd, Dennis McIntyre, Rudy Bowen, Tim Golden, Jamie Boswell, and Greg Morris. First order of business, Meg Perkle, Chief Engineer, presented the project agreement for the I-285, I-20 East Interchange for board approval as required by OCGA 32-2-80C. At last month's board meeting, the board approved the selection of the apparent best value proposer, East Interchange Builders, LLC, for the I-285, I-20 East Interchange Design Build Finance P3 project. Since then, the department has been working to finalize the project agreement with East Interchange Builders, LLC, in preparation for commercial close, execution of the project agreement between CERTA and East Interchange Builders. Ms. Perkle shared some key features of the agreement that has been shared in its entirety with the board. The P3 committee voted to recommend the full board approval of the final contract form of the project agreement for the I-285, I-20 East Interchange improvement. The committee actions, Jeff Lewis made a motion to approve the I-285, I-20 interchange project agreement, seconded by Emily Dunn and approved by the committee. And this concludes my report. And now I ask for a motion to the full board to approve this project agreement.
Okay, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, Meg, for explaining all that to us yesterday. So, okay, at this time, we do have a retirement resolution. I believe that Mr. Boswell is prepared to do that.
Thank you, Ms. Dunn. I'd like to ask Mr. Smith to come forward. Mr. Smith, I don't really, the one say, the funny thing is right after I got elected, I got a phone call and a gentleman called me and said, I got a problem with you turning general purpose lanes into Peach Pass lanes and on 85. And I said, sir, I just got elected to the DOT board about a week ago. And his answer was, well, hell, you don't know nothing then, and hangs up the phone. And I said, I'm going to use that more often, I think. But anyway, right after I got elected, one of the greatest calls I ever got was from Mr. Smith and Mr. Smith, Bain Smith and Jimmy Smith. And they said,
we'd like to come have lunch with you in Athens, if that's all right. And I said, God's sake, please come as soon as possible, because I don't know anything. But they came over there and we had lunch, and it's been a great friendship and relationship since then. And Bain now lives in Athens, so I see him regularly. But I want to read this resolution, and one of my favorite people, all I can say about Jimmy, he is the nicest person I've ever met. I mean, he's incredible. You don't get any nicer than Jimmy, and I appreciate that. And he's also a great engineer. But anyway, I'm going to read the resolution. Resolution by the State Transportation, State Transportation. Whereas Jimmy Smith, P.E., is retiring as the Special Advisor to the Commissioner after 32 years of service with the Georgia Department of Transportation. Jimmy spent most of his DOT career in District 2, where he focused his efforts on finding innovation solutions to improve traffic flow and mobility in East Georgia before accepting the current assignment at Georgia DOT headquarters in Atlanta in 2018. Whereas Jimmy began his DOT career in 1990 and worked his way up the ranks, taking on several roles within the district, including traffic engineer, district traffic engineer, manager, assistant district construction manager, district traffic engineer, and district engineer until he transitioned to the state level to assist Commissioner McMurray, a role he has held for the past 4 years. Whereas in his role as district engineer, Jimmy was responsible for more than 400 employees in 27 counties of East Central Georgia, and for providing executive oversight for the ongoing operations and district activities on interstate and state routes. Whereas in his most recent role as Special Advisor to the Commissioner, Jimmy was tasked with identifying and developing various new and innovative methods, procedures, and ways of thinking that help GDOT fulfill its missions better, faster, and more efficiently. With a focus on collaboration and innovation, and with the mantra, make it better, always in mind, Jimmy achieved many things in this role, including supporting and conducting various training programs such as area manager training and helping enhance Georgia DOT's management development program. Whereas throughout Jimmy's impressive 32-year tenure with the department, he worked on a variety of mobility, safety, and capacity improvement projects, including completion of the Fall Line Freeway's final leg, development of the Sandersville Railroad Roundabout, coordination with the Augusta National Golf Club and Augusta Richmond County to implement innovative traffic control solutions during the Masters Tournament, and just to name a few. And he's maintained a substantial focus on improving employee morale and overall culture within the department. Whereas Jimmy, a graduate of Southern Polytechnical State University, holds his professional engineering license for more than 3 decades, has dedicated his career to making Georgia better by improving mobility, offering innovation solutions to make roads in Central Georgia safer and more reliable for motorists, all the while also initiating efforts to boost confidence and engagement of employees across the state. Therefore, be it resolved that the State Transportation Board extends its best wishes to Jimmy Smith upon his retirement and recognizes him for his innate and steadfast leadership skills, his commitment to bettering the culture of the Georgia Department of Transportation, and his dedication to improving transportation throughout District 2 and the state of Georgia. And be it further resolved, a copy of this resolution shall be spread upon the minutes of this meeting, and a suitable copy be presented to Jimmy Smith in honor and recognition of his retirement from the Georgia Department of Transportation after 32 years of service. Adopted this the 19th day of May 2022. And I make this in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I would doubt that. But thank you, Jimmy, and Jamie, that was a job well done for him. But Jimmy, you've done an outstanding job, and we certainly do appreciate it, and I hope your future is restful and exciting.
Well, we hope he's going to still help us some too.
Yes.
But there is not a nicer person than this guy right here, I can tell you. And I love him. Madam Chair, members of the board, thank you. A special thanks to our Commissioner, Russell McMurray, for giving me the opportunity and having faith and confidence in me to make it better. I am deeply humbled and greatly honored today. I stand before you, a soldier in your army, man. And I am greatly appreciative of today and the ability that Commissioner gave me to work with the fine employees of the Department of Transportation to promote our culture and continue to shape and mold these employees to continue to lead this department to be one of the best in the nation. And I stand before you today honored, but the recognition goes to the ones in the back. They're the ones still in the trenches. They're the ones still out there where the rubber meets the road. They're still delivering the projects for you. So every time you get a chance to help them, please do. Because it's tough out there. They're taking on challenges right now that we never had. And when I say we, I mean all the ones that were with me in 32 years. Alan Davis, who you saw in the video earlier about the Ray, came over and spoke to our area manager training this morning. He's talking about everything that the Navigator system does and all the technology that we here at GDOT have. And when I started, we had electromechanical traffic signal controllers, and we had to screw the light bulb on in the cabinet to keep it warm in the wintertime so it wouldn't freeze up. We've come a long, long ways. And we are one of the best, if not the best, DOTs in the nation. We continue to lead this nation in innovative ways and technology, and we will continue to do so. I was recently asked about the state of the department, and I find it to be very, very good because of the ones that are sitting in the back. We're continuing to meet the challenge. And they'll have challenges that I never dreamed of, and they'll meet them for you with your support. Thank you all.
Thank you again. I think you are a fine example of someone who has shown up for work and left it as if in a better place, in better shape than when you arrived. So you've certainly helped improve and train and keep the momentum going for our department. So thank you so much. Okay, our last bit of business, we do have some board committee reports. Ms. Key.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Board committee report, Administrative Committee. The Administrative Committee convened on May 15th, 2022 at 1:30 p.m. Board members present include myself, Sandy Boswell, and Ms. Dunn, John Floyd, Kevin Abel, and Purcell, Ms. McIntyre, Ruby Dolan, Ms. Golden, Jeff Wood, and Randy Moore. First order of business, Scott Haley, Director of Strategic Communications, presented an update on the activities of DDOT's Office of Strategic Communications. He provided an overview of the various communication channels that DDOT
utilizes, always with an eye towards ensuring the public we serve has the useful information they need, and doing so with openness, transparency, and serving as a good steward of the GDOT brand. Scott emphasized GDOT safety education and communication campaigns, including a recap of the 3-year Scholastic Classroom Curriculum Partnership and the introduction of the new overarching communication platform, Arrive Alive. He also provided an update on the positive developments around the department's anti-littering campaign, Keep It Clean, Georgia. Committee actions, no committee actions were taken. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Lewis?
The Program Delivery Committee convened on May 18, 2022 at 2 p.m. Board members present included myself as chair, Dunn, Abel, Purcell, Floyd, McIntyre, Key, Abel, Bowen, Golden, Boswell, and Morris. The first order of business, Assistant Program Delivery Administrators Crystal Stovall Dixon and Chandria Brown presented major projects in the Design Bid Build program, including projects in the corridors along State Route 133, US 441, US 1, State Route 20, State Route 92, and State Route 5. Highlighted were projects both recently let as well as still in the design phase. No actions were taken during this committee, and this concludes my report.
Thank you. And I will give the committee report for the Committee of the Whole. We convened on May 18th at 2:48 p.m. Board members present included myself, Abel, Purcell, Floyd, McIntyre, Key, Bowen, Golden, Boswell, and Morris. Tyler Peak, our District 3 engineer, gave a district update that included a summary of what the district has accomplished over the last year. He discussed projects let to construction, projects open to traffic, TIA and T-SPLOST, local partnerships, response to emergency events, local grants, and overall district operations. No committee actions were taken, and this concludes my report. Okay, at this time, excuse me, do we have any new business? If none, then we are adjourned. I'll see you next month.